Welcome to another edition of Kendrick's News, Views, and Reviews. And I would like to welcome those of you that have never been to this channel. And I would like to welcome back my regular subscribers. I do reviews. I also do all the latest news on any and everything that is going on in this world. So let's start today with the Justice League. I know a lot of you guys have heard about this movie. This movie been in the works for a long time, and if it was just any average movie, hey, maybe I wouldn't be talking about it, but we're talking about Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and of course, Superman. Big news. So why am I talking about this? Over the weekend, the Justice League climbs to $481 million worldwide. To any other movie, this would have been the biggest news, probably for like let's say the Riddler individual movie or Green Lantern or anybody that was in a comic book genre of making movies, a solo movie, and they would have estimated this amount of money in 2 weeks worldwide would have been staggering. But since it's the Justice League, they're saying that it's not good enough, but it's good. So let's read a little bit. The link for this, by the way, is in the description. In terms of Justice League box office over the holiday weekend, this may read like The Simpsons, Treehouse, or horror segment Clown Without Pity. In other words, with or without Curse Frogert, there's a bit of good news and bad news in terms of the second Friday through Sunday frame, both in terms of raw numbers and the size of the drop. So, Justice League earned $40.7 million in the second weekend of domestic release, or about equal to the second weekends of Man of Steel and Suicide Squad. That's bad. But it fell just 57% in the second weekend, well below the 67 to 69% drops for Man of Steel versus Batman and Suicide Squad. That's good. But it fell a lot more, even with the holiday weekend, than the 43% drop for Wonder Woman, or all but 8 of the 11 MCU movies. That's bad. The second weekend drop was a lot less than the 60 to 70% drops for the various Twilight movies and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. That's good. But said drop was right in line with the Hunger Games sequels, despite much larger opening numbers. That's bad. With 172 million in 10 days, it's still 9% ahead of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's good. But among non-YA fantasy movies that's open over the pre-Thanksgiving weekends, at least since 1989, it's the second biggest drop after the 49% drop for Mortal Kombat Annihilation back in 1997. That's bad. With 481.3 million worldwide, essentially doubling its domestic take overseas. That's good. But its global total is not that much more than 425 million that Batman vs. Superman earned in its worldwide opening weekend, and its 171 million 10-day total is still just over/under the opening weekends of Batman vs. Superman, The Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, and Captain America Civil War. That's bad. So yes, the initial plan to use the Thanksgiving weekend to offset the second weekend drop is a relative success. Had we been dealing with an opening weekend closer to Suicide Squad than Logan, I would agree that the movie would be firing on all cylinders. Yes, a kind, friendlier sleeper like Wonder is helping in the least. But a movie like Justice League is supposed to be the danger, no matter what else is out there. General audience seem to be enjoying the Zack Snyder/Joss Whedon picture, but the overall numbers still imply that there are a lot of folks jumped ship after Suicide Squad. This all suggests that Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman was a unique event unto itself, as opposed to reaffirmation of faith in DC films. The good news about that is that since the next handful of DC films offerings are good to be more standalone in nature, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, etc., each new film looks good, gets good reviews, and builds solid pre-release buzz. Then it likely can stand on its own sands. The baggage of the first Man of Steel trilogy weighing it down. Or conversely, Warner Brothers/Time Warner Inc. can stop recuting these things to the point where the budget is so big that a 600 million plus worldwide total is cause for alarm. At a glance, if Justice League continues to play somewhere between Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Hunger Games Catching Fire, the film may just flirt with $250 million domestic, or about what Tim Burton's Batman earned back in 1989. It's clearly holding better than a Twilight sequel, or $225 million now. Seems like the floor. It's clearly pulling a larger percentage of its global box office overseas compared to The Dark Knight or Wonder Woman. So the absolute doomsday scenario isn't quite coming to pass, and the film could still snag a $650 million plus global total. The film is doing a lot better overseas with a $309.8 million overseas total thus far. So yeah, it's currently running 35 to 65 in terms of domestic overseas splits, which is where it wants to be if you can keep up with the legs for at least the next 2 weeks. The film has earned $481.3 million globally thus far, meaning it should top $500 million sometime this week. Justice League is still alive, but it's not yet well. It held up just well enough to give a little hope for the next 2 weeks, but not well enough for anyone to pop the champagne. So there you have it. And let me say this real quick. The reason I think Wonder Woman did so well is because Gal Gadot is such a beautiful woman. And if the movie would have just been garbage, hey, I think men and women would have still went to see her just because she's drop dead gorgeous. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm for real. But no, I want you to like this video, leave your comments, and subscribe later.